Wellness. Harley Wellness is going to be one of the biggest wellness, mental health and physical health brands globally. And the Chief Visionary Officer, well, basically the man behind the whole of Harley Wellness is Sanjeev Kumar, who is here today. I'm delighted he's here. We'll be talking about his new innovation, which is the Harley Wellness Dollar. I find this absolutely fascinating, and we're going to be talking about how the Harley Wellness Dollar is going to make your lives, in particular, easy to manage in terms of health, mental health, but also it will give you a direction and it'll help you understand about blockchain technology, and it will just take the stress away from looking after yourself. And if we can take stress away, and I am a psychotherapist, psychoanalyst, I deal with people's mental health and stress, and we know their mental health affects their physical health. So if you can take the stress away from people, I am all for it. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Sanjeev. Sanjeev, can you give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself, please?
Well, thank you, Dr. Maria, and I would like to thank Dr. Abeed and Patrick for making time. Really appreciate both of you. Well, I am, as you said, Dr. Maria, the person behind the whole Harley Street. So I would take all the blame as it goes. So feel free to blame. I mean, this is to anybody and everybody. We've had a number of discussion, you and I, Dr. Maria, about, how I feel that the whole health and wellness industry is all over the place. Wellness is also about money. Health is also about money. And people are basically, for the lack of a better word, milked in a way. I mean, it's the wrong way to express it. But most of the wellness centers are designed to make as much money as possible. Most of the health centers are designed to make money as possible. You have longevity centers that are charging people an arm and a leg to keep you healthier. And then you have a bill that gives you stress. I thought, why don't we build a very honest company? We need to build a very honest company. It does what it says on the tin. And that's what is missing today, right? And that's why you have a lot of, I don't want to push the conspiracy theory, but you have trust issue in the society.
Yeah, so, people are very skeptical, understand?
Yeah, people are generally very skeptical. I mean, whether you talk about vaccine, whether you talk about anything and everything, people are very, very skeptical. I thought, why don't we create something where we help people monetize their healthy habits? Invest in your health, invest in your wellness, invest in your lifestyle, and we help you make money from it. Mm-hmm. And that is what transformation is. This whole thing started as a rewards program, as 4 or 5 years ago, where, like a loyalty program, rewards program, air mile program. We expanded it to external partners, so other medical spas, and then we took it outside of the health and wellness industry to also lifestyle. So, whether you are a hotelier, whether you are an airline, people are able to earn wellness dollar, rewards program, and they're able to then redeem it. And then the next evolution happens, which I'm sure Dr. Abeed and Patrick will talk about, but I just want to touch a little bit on it. The next evolution was that we just went to the world of crypto and we decided, okay, let's use blockchain to convert this Harley Wellness Rewards program into Harley Wellness Dollar. So this is what we are doing. And because it's now becoming a crypto, becoming a proper digital asset, people are able to monetize it. People are able to sell it and make money from it. So there are a lot of things that we can talk about later on. But initially, I thought this is probably the right introduction, where we are saying to people, look, we will help you monetize your healthy habits. That's what we are after, and that's what we want you to consider.
Good, and that would be so interesting to not let anybody see my healthy habits, that's for sure. I can't monetize mine. I love chocolate too much, but there you are. As long as it includes chocolate, I'm okay. I don't drink.
That's fine.
So, Dr. Abeed, can you give us a little bit of your background?
Yeah, I'm assistant professor at software engineering department at King Saud University. I work a consultant, digital transformation consultant, emerging technology consultant for different firms in Saudi Arabia and outside Saudi Arabia and different countries according to the projects that exist. And I'm also a CEO of Advanced Era.tech, which is a newly created startup for working in Web3 and emerging technology in general. So I
Amazing.
got a PhD from King's College London, UK, and also I have an executive certificate from MIT in USA.
Oh, there you are. And a woman to boot. Fantastic. Thank you. And it's great to hear you talking about technology. I loved, and this is for me a privilege to get to know you because I am learning all the time about technology while you are immersed in it. And Patrick, can you give us a little bit about your amazing background as well?
Yeah, my background is basically fully in crypto. So I'm a lawyer by trade. I wrote my master's thesis on stablecoins and the first actual crypto regulation, the markets in crypto assets regulation in the EU. Then we launched the first stablecoin compliant with that regulation. And after that, I pivoted into becoming the chief compliance officer for a Finnish exchange that is operating within the EU and the Nordics, especially at the moment. So that is my day job, but I'm also doing some consulting and then basically just like working in crypto as the regulatory compliance guy.
Amazing. So your knowledge must be exemplary. You have to be really, don't you? You have to know everything to be in compliance. That's fantastic.
Yeah, compliance is it's a growing thing with this because the decentralized finance is still somewhat untouched, but centralized finance is becoming a thing, and people are like noticing that the crypto is booming, and the traditional finance side of things is also becoming more adoptive of crypto. So now the regulatory changes are happening all around the world. Look at if you look at the Genius Act for stable coins in the US, and they are also thinking about doing something similar to the markets in crypto assets regulation, and the UK is also thinking similar things, and there are a lot of regulatory changes happening at the moment.
Amazing. And it's so fascinating to hear. So, Sanjeev, can you give us an overview? Obviously, uh, as I've looked through everything, it's a utility token, it's a credit score, you've got redeemable rewards, and you've got personalized insurance. So that is the big picture, but I'm sure I've left things out. But can you just put some flesh around those areas?
So yeah, so I thought maybe for the benefit of the people who'll be watching this also, I thought we will walk people. I mean, we'll help people understand the whole journey and why this whole product exists and where it is in its evolutionary phase, and then obviously it'd be great to get Dr. Abeed and Patrick insight into the product. I mean, and what they think of the product. So as I was saying, the what we have done is we have taken something that is very understandable in the society. People understand loyalty programs. People understand rewards program. People understand air miles program. What we've done is, instead of us keeping it just to ourselves. So, for example, you have a a company specific focused rewards program that's very limited. So what we did is we opened it up for other partners as well. When we opened it up for other partners, meaning the partners who were in the same industry, that was the initial kind of transformational step that we took. We saw, from 10,000, we ended up getting 40 to 50,000 customers. But they were all similar industry. From health, we just got into wellness. So what I mean is we expanded it to chiropractor, we went to medical spas, then we went to spas, then we went to salons who were doing Botox and all of those things. Then we decided, okay, this is working. Let's expand it to lifestyle, because lifestyle, 70% of our illness comes from lifestyle. And all of us today are struggling because of our lifestyle, unfortunately. I mean, anything health related today, I'm using just an average, 70% as a terminology, but people would say maybe 80-90% of our illnesses today is coming out of lifestyle-related problems. So what you do is then you go to the cafes, then you go to the hotels, and you say to people, look, if you're going to a wellness resort, meaning you're looking after yourself. So if you're looking after yourself, maybe we'll give you the right to earn Harley Wellness rewards. So that is how it kind of started gaining more traction, that, okay, this is something that people wanted to utilize, because then they realized, okay, they could use, as you said, they could also use that as a credit score. So they could go to the insurance companies and say, look, my Harley Wellness rewards program is, their rewards point is this much. So I'm living a better lifestyle, I have a better health and wellness. So can you give me a personalized insurance? And the insurance company started to look into it, because, you know, they still have this old archaic kind of methodology of asking you a number of questions, blood tests and all that. So we thought, why don't we transform it a little bit? So that part started working as well. Then we realized, okay, this is all great, but then we need to open it up, go and to other markets, other jurisdiction as well. But then to turbocharge it, if I can use that word, I thought, you know what, maybe we just need to digitalize it. And then, you know, while I was discussing digitalization, I thought, you know what, maybe crypto gets a bad name. I mean, everybody gets scared of crypto. And there is a real reason for it, because there are lots of it's a wild west still. Crypto is a wild west. I come from a traditional finance background, coming from Wall Street and all that. You understand how a product is made. And Patrick will talk about the rules and regulation and the compliance, and Dr. Abeed will talk about the technology part of it. But I realized that, you know what, I see the problem in the crypto world, and I see the problem in the financial world. So I thought, why don't we create a product that is a nice marriage between the two, the traditional finance and the crypto and the world of crypto. And this became I won't say a hybrid child of it, but it became the child that both crypto and the world of finance needed. So it became the right marriage, and that marriage has created this Harley Wellness Dollar. I'm making a big statement, but unfortunately or fortunately, this is what's happening from what I can see, because the product that we have created, we have not seen in the world of crypto, where you'll have traditional finance. I mean, we don't have the partners today from Balfour Capital Group, but we, you know, from traditional finance, people who are wealth managers, hedge funds, people who are making markets in 10,000 plus securities, in traditional securities, they are coming in and they are going to be providing liquidity, 5, 10, $20 million worth of liquidity every day. So people are able to understand that, okay, this is a real product that also works in the world of finance and also works in the world of crypto. And that's where we are bringing in research people who are, because it's linked to health and wellness and lifestyle. So it has a lot of support in the real world. So it is being anchored in the real world, and people are able to then trade it in the world of crypto. And Patrick will tell you more about the compliance side of it. And then we are talking to payment providers like MasterCards, etc. as well. So the idea would be that people go do their 10,000 steps. Let's say they earn 100 Harley Rewards points. They can convert that into Harley Wellness Dollar. We have two conversions. So if you earned it by walking and doing your yoga, meditation, and all that, the conversion is higher. The conversion ratio is 0.45 times. So 10 becomes 45 Harley Wellness Dollar. And if you've earned it by going to your wellness resorts, eating healthy, then the conversion is a bit lower. So it's 0.35 times or 35%. So your 100 becomes 35. And then you have two options. Basically, you can trade it and make money from it, or you could convert into regular currency or whatever you want and have a MasterCard, for example. I mean, this is the partnership that we are hoping to build and launch hopefully soon. So people will be able to buy coffee and their airline ticket, and you name it from it. And what we realized is the third thing that came to us is, and I and Dr. Beer was discussing it, is the health equity part of it. So we realized that if you go to countries, emerging economies, there is a serious pressure because the governments cannot afford healthcare that one. So we've created this as an insurance product as well, as you said, Dr. Maria. So we are able to cover 50% of the cost as well of patients. So then what we've done is we are building this ecosystem because adoption is key and everybody would want to know what we are building. And I'll try to kind of end it there. So the ecosystem is full of delivery partners. And who are these delivery partners? The hospitals, this center of excellence, the wellness centers, the hotels, the cafes, you name it, people in health, wellness, and lifestyles. It basically covers everybody. So, the plan is to have maybe 50,000 delivery partners in the next 3 to 5 years. And with that projection, we are looking at serving maybe tens of millions of customers in next 3 to 5 years. And then we have launched something called a Global Health, Wellness, and Lifestyle Festival, which is GlowFest. We're hoping to host one in Bahrain. And again, it's a festival of health, wellness, and lifestyle. So you have your award ceremony, you have your yoga workshops, you have your health exhibition, you have your panel discussion, you have your live culinary experience, fashion shows, you name it. And de facto, people will be using Harley Wellness Dollar there. So we are making sure the adoption is in real world and people are able to use it in the real world scenario. And that's why I think personally, that people will be able to use this as a store of value as well, because they know it will appreciate in value. So people will know that, okay, I can store it for myself. And if it goes up in value, maybe I can make money from it. So it kind of fulfills the purpose that this is the first kind of asset that is directly linked to people's health, wellness, and lifestyle. Meaning people's health is basically making them money. That's what the product is.
But it's the people's health if they care for themselves, and it'll make them more conscious.
Exactly. It's empowering them. It's empowering them.
Yeah. So you're also guiding them and telling them, that this might not get you so much of an advantage if you do this, this, and this. But if you do this, it will give you a bigger advantage. But Dr. Abeed, tell me about the technology behind this. It's got such an amazing future. It's a global future. The Harley Wellness Dollar. Tell me, how do you see it? What are the difficulties? How do you adopt that in the world of technology with your experience?
Yeah, let me explain a little bit how I see the HWD, because the ones it's introduced to me, the HWD, I found it very unique in three things. So comparing to the other rewarding systems where you have these collecting of points, and it's like a matrix of how you are going in your health or in your wellness, which is really very good. However, some rewarding system like the HWD, they did an extra thing, like for example, you can utilize this number of points and spend it within the ecosystem, which I think it's unique, the HWD, that it's go further in the innovation. It's not like all spending only in the ecosystem of a Harley of London. You can also spend it outside the ecosystem by the partner of the Harley of London. In addition to that, you can use it as a tradable asset for you. You changing what I think it's very unique, that you are changing your behavior, good behavior, to a digital asset in the Web3 environment. So, for example, this asset, which is really fascinating about this asset as a digital asset, that it's not a virtual currency that's like the other currency where you have an unstable environment environment where the trading of the dollar can goes to 100,000, and the next day it will go to the $0 or something like that. The most significant about the dollar that it has its root in the traditional system, which is the marriage, as Sanjeev mentioned it, which is really making this virtual currency in the blockchain side very unique, because it has a backup in the traditional system, which gives it more stability and more trust in the people, right? For example, the people hearing about the HWD will think about it that an asset which has a backup in the traditional system, which make them more comfortable to invest in that. However, it's not the main goal for this currency to the investment. However, you can do it because it's one of the things that you can do it. However, it's like converting the good behavior to a money, which is really like solving the paradox of wellness. Like, for example, I'm not really spending money to be well. I'm also gaining money from being well. And this is, I think, the crucial thing about it. However, in the technology and in the Web3 environment, the last complicated thing you think about it is the technology. So building the real system, it's not a problem always. It's from the software engineering, if you want the truth viewpoint, it's always designing the system to work with the people and to be compatible with the regulations, with the needs, and how you can build it as a patient-centric rewarding system. This is the main point. So it's 70%, for example, from the software engineering is working in the modeling of the system, not developing it. So to developing it, the technology, it's not really the hard thing to achieve. So even from me, as from the technology community, I'm looking for the Harley WD, like, for example, working in this solving this paradox of the wellness, and we try to shape it in a Web3 product that can work within the blockchain, within the regulation of the decentralized environment, so we can work in that and provide, like, for example, a healthy environment where the HWD consider as a behavioral economical tool.
And is there anything else like this in the world?
To the best of my knowledge, the tradable part of HWD is not there in the reward are not there in the other rewarding system. So please, and that's why it's rewarded the BRICS award in the UK. So it's an innovative idea, which is, as you said, for me, from the decentralized environment, I think the most crucial thing that it's not an unstable virtual currency. It has its root that making it stable, which is, I think, it's very crucial for the people to start gaining this token, and also token or currency, and start trading it with a comfortable that they will not lose their money the next day.
Yeah, which is what everybody is afraid of course.
Yeah.
But coming back to the modeling, how easy or difficult? I know Sanjeev has got this expansive mind. He always is looking for the next, but in a sensible and unique and, very clever way. How can I make this better? How can I improve? How can I make everything? Can I join it together? How easy is the modeling going to be? Because you said that is the crucial part, not the technology. So I presume the technology is there. It's modeling that will bring all the technological pieces together.
Yeah, I agree with you. Always the visionary, they going with these big dreams. However, these conversation bring them to the floor, and that this is that you can do with the software. This is what you can do with the technology, the current technology. However, I think within the range of features that we discuss it now, like the metrics, the trading token, the redeem to the or the liquidity to the fiat money, all these things available in the market. I mean, in the tech market, and we can build it. However, yes, as Sanjeev can say, that he has a big dreams that it cannot be achieved now, but it might be achieved later.
And we must record one of those meetings, because can only imagine that Sanjeev is saying, I would like to do this, and you're saying, yes, we'll put that to the side. Don't lose that idea, but for the moment, let's do this. Let's get this off the ground. Let's make this work. And that must be fascinating to listen to. Those are the really interesting conversations I think that you must be having, because you are almost saying, not that this can't be done, but let's get this done. Let's build this. This is how it'll work. And Sanjeev is saying, I've got to add this, or I've got to add that. That must be absolutely fascinating to be there. We'll come back to you, Dr. Abeed. Thank you so much. Your knowledge is incredible. And Patrick, you are obviously compliance. Now, compliance to me is like going to the HMRC.
Compliance it's compliance. Yeah, basically no one likes it, even the compliance people.
But you're starting at this point. You see, this shows Sanjeev's intelligence, that he doesn't leave it for them to come chasing him. He's on top of it. Right, let's get the compliance done. So tell us how you're dealing with the compliance for Harley Wellness Dollar HWD.
You should probably start off with thinking about like what compliance for a project like this is, because the code doesn't lie. It's easy to create tokens. It's a lot more difficult to create an ecosystem, but that's still not the difficult portion of it. People just need trust. If they don't trust your project, they are afraid of losing their money, as was said. And if they're afraid of losing their money, then they probably won't invest. They don't care about the project, despite how good it is. And compliance is the thing that, if done correctly, may bring this sort of trust to the entire project, because then people can trust it. People can see that, all right, if you are compliant with this and this regulation, if you screw us over, you'll go to jail. That's pretty much the ethos of it. Because
if you're the sheriff.
If you'd like basically submit these sort of filings, then you'd be like under the regulatory umbrella, and if you'd screw over people, then you would be responsible for it.
So what specifically do you look at then? So we were now talking about the model. How early you're here at this point, so we're talking about the model. How much are you involved in the model stage?
I haven't really been that involved in anything. I'm just really interested in the project, and I've been like giving my 2 cents on it, because I love to see all kinds of project like prospering, and that's something.
Yeah, but I think your 2 cents are worth more than just a few dollars, though.
Probably, but I just like to see new projects just like come to life, and this especially, I think like health and especially mental health, those are really close to my heart, and I'd love to see this project succeed inside the Web3 field as well.
I find this fascinating. So which aspects of compliance are you going to attach to the HWD? Are you also going to look at the compliance? So say, for example, with mental health or physical health, do you look at that side as well, or the regular?
I'm more so the like token regulatory compliance person. So my expertise in making the token and its ecosystem basically,
and making it all work with everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not as technical as Dr. Abeed, but like my background is in also like technical stuff from this field as well. So I get the general idea about the actual ecosystem without someone having to hold my hand through it. So that's why I'm always like.
But what's important from, I think, everybody's point of view, and I think Sanjeev pointed this out, with cryptocurrency, I remember when it came in and everybody's, this is fantastic. And everybody has been told, oh, pour money into it, pour money. Lots of people have lost their passwords, and do you remember somebody just bought a whole area of refuse area in the UK because somebody had thrown away his laptop, which he had his password on it, for cryptocurrency that was worth millions. So the council wouldn't allow him to, wouldn't allow their people to look for his laptop. He couldn't look for his laptop. So he offered to buy the land where the refuse was so that he could look for the laptop because it was worth so much money, but everything he needed with his cryptocurrency was in that laptop. There must be another way. And I know with your brains, you'll find all the ways there are to protect passwords and people's connectivity and so on. Is that something that you think about, Sanjeev, when you're developing this? Because I come back to, you've got such a brilliant mind, that you are so conscious of how people will use it. But do you think about locking people's information, that storing their history? How do you lock in their information? How does that work technologically and with compliance and so on? Do you have to think about all of those aspects here?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. That's why you have Dr. Abeed and Patrick here. They are the one who keep the product safe and alive and kicking, right? Vision is one thing, and as both Patrick and Dr. Abeed was saying, execution is the most important thing. The good thing is there are a lot of mistakes that other people have made from which we can learn for free, and we are learning for free. Because, you have 10, 12 years plus of mistakes that other people have made. You've seen all kinds of fraud that happens. So you have to make sure that when you're designing your product, you're dealing with all that, you're protecting people. And the main theme of this is, remember, this is not a Bitcoin, or this is not a cryptocurrency. It's very important for people to understand. This has a real world implication, meaning it is attached to people's health, wellness, and lifestyle. We are giving people, empowering people, and saying, hey, you know what? There is another way. I mean, we discussed a little bit, and Dr. Abeed alluded to it for a while. In our conversation, what do you have today? You have longevity center that charge you an arm and a leg, super expensive. I mean, this is supposedly healthcare, which gives you, a shock to your system when you look at the bill. So it's also money driven, and I'm not trying to promote anything here, but I'm saying is that's why a lot of people are getting attracted to the idea, that's why I use the word health equity, because health equity is key. And by this, we are hoping to deliver health equity. Now, in terms of safeguarding, you have basically a number of things you have to do on the information, etc. The good thing is remember, the origin of the product is still the same, the rewards program, right? So you cannot lose rewards program because you have those rewards program. So even if somebody was to hack your Harley Wellness Dollar, take that. We have a rewards program that links to your Harley Wellness Dollar. So if you're not an investor in it, there is a trail to Harley Wellness Rewards, because that's how the community is earning Harley Wellness Rewards. And then Harley Wellness Dollar comes about, because it's the transformation that happens. So there is that link, and Harley Wellness Rewards program is what is driving the adoption of it. So we are not losing the Harley Wellness Rewards program. So in Harley Wellness Rewards program, I don't see how you can hack anything, but if you hack anybody's rewards program, you can just simply restore it. So it has that origin in it. And plus, you have to make sure you have the best cybersecurity system, you have the best data protection system. So you have to use the best that is available, and you have to keep learning also. So, you bring in the new AI, so make sure the data protection is state of the art, and you make sure you have safeguarding in place. So on the technology side, and, on the compliance side, you have to make sure, as Patrick was saying, that this is a product that we think is not just a global product, but we want it to last for hundreds of years. We want it to last for hundreds of years. So this is still in the evolutionary phase. I mean, I think the evolutionary phase is probably first phase or second phase of it, but it probably has 10, 20 more evolutionary phase that it will go through. And now, as I see it, the society is struggling because the money as it is, it has design flaws in it anyways. And eventually, we don't know if it will become a money, but what it will become is a very, very important asset class. Because remember, the best asset that a human being has is their own body. And the biggest investment that people can make is investment in their own health. And this then allows them to go make money from investing in their own health. That's the whole point of it. And that's why I wanted to make sure that when we are designing the product, we have the technology team, we have the compliance team, we have the financial team, we have the delivery partners, we have the ecosystem, we have the adoption. We talk to investors, we talk to everybody to make sure that everybody's input is taken. Everybody's input is taken. And part of that process is this webinar or this discussion group that we are recording to make sure we can put it out there for people to watch it on YouTube or watch it anywhere else, and then come back to us and say, hey guys, but I have this question, I have that question. So it is also community engagement. We are doing a deliberate, intentional community engagement. Whereas today, you see in the crypto world, there is no community engagement. You don't know why you are issuing something. You haven't talked to people. You haven't done the roadshow. So we are taking a lot of knowledge from health, wellness, and lifestyle, a lot of knowledge from the financial world. And then we are bringing in people like Dr. Abeed, Patrick, and others, because there's a large team who couldn't make it today, to make sure we execute. That's the whole point of it.
And how does it work from your point of view, Dr. Abeed? Who is the final decision maker on process? Oh, somebody is just joining. Melissa. I'll just let Melissa join in. But Dr. Abeed, coming back to you, who is the person that holds it all together? Is that your role? I know Sanjeev obviously will be.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. It's really Sanjeev who's making the whole system working together, like the technology from the side of the HWD, how it's linked to the ecosystem of the Harley of London or the partners, or how it's really linked to the physical environment, like for example within the clinic. Yeah. So I really appreciate his role in making these all things like a one story. One thing I would like to come to it, just to explain to the people, as you said, the hacking and the problem with the virtual. So as Sanjeev said, that for example, the HWD is a rewarding system within the system of the Harley of London. So it's connected to the patient record. So it's there. However, if you would like to trade it or like to liquid the token, you can use your wallet in the DEX or any exchangers. So you can like liquid it and change it to a money. You can, for example, trade it with the others. You can do whatever you would like. So it's a two different environment, which making the people think about it in a different way. It's like, for example, not like buying token to trading it in the DEX. It's earning a point in the wellness activity of your wellness activity. However, in addition of that, you can have it in the wallets. So I just want to explain that in the technology term, that this is a wallet in the DEX and this is a point system within your patient record. So which is make it two different things. And that's why I said in the HWD, it's making the connection between these two systems. So it's more trustable for the people to start working in that, because your main goal, not the trading or gaining money, your main goal is your health. However, we're giving it, or the HWD, it's giving you this pleasure by the addition of trading it.
Yeah,
And
it's the incentive, as Freud said,
yes,
the carrot or the stick. So this is the carrot. So
Yes.
if you bother to look at your health, which most people do nowadays,
Yes.
then you get a reward, and that's amazing. And Sanjeev is going to be the ringmaster through this. But Patrick, are there areas of compliance that just don't exist for this at the moment?
Basically, that's the entire decentralized finance. So the trading between people without centralized counterparties, that's totally unregulated at the moment. So people can just take it and trade it, and there is obviously the issue that if there are people with less knowledge about the entire crypto ecosystem and especially decentralized finance, they may end up getting scammed via like fake tokens. Say, for example, someone creates a Harley Wellness Dollar copy or clone, or tries to otherwise like make fake copies of it. Then that would be something. And there's practically no way of protecting the customers apart from purchasing like verification notices on the decentralized exchanges or decentralized wallets and or these like non-custodial wallets, because there is really no legal recourse you can take at the moment in many other places if it's not certain fraud. If someone like fraudulently gets your stuff or hacks you, then that's obviously stealing, and you can have legal recourse for that. But for like fake tokens or something like that, decentralized finance is outside the scope of any regulation at the moment.
But you're going to keep on top of that, which is fantastic.
Yeah, everything is something that people have to look. There is the fact that the regulatory bodies are looking into decentralized finance as well. Let's see how that develops.
But you know exactly what you're looking for. Because
Basically,
yes, because that's your field. So you have all that knowledge. I don't think you realize. I'm always in awe of people who go into detail of these things. As I know Sanjeev is, because we all know how important regulation is. And as you said, the trust is important. Melissa, I don't know if you can hear us because you're on mute. If you wanted to say something, she may just.
Hi,
Good.
I am in the car driving, but yeah, good to meet you.
Lovely
Just
to
gonna be getting up to speed, listening a bit. So good to meet you.
Melissa, do you want to talk about a little bit of background of yours, coming from the traditional finance products and all that? So it'll be good for people, the audience, because we are recording it. Because I wanted to make sure that we have people from the technology side, compliance side, and also the traditional finance product side. So do you want to talk a little bit about it, please?
Sure. Sure. I started in trading. I traded equity derivatives, specifically swaps in New York City, for a few years, and then I moved to a buy-side fund, and kind of did a hedge book there, traded equities, derivatives of all kinds, sort of anything hedge related for the book there. And then I worked in private credit for a bit. And then I've been kind of in the private equity venture capital ecosystem for the past couple of years, working through different channels there. And then, yeah, I also work with the investment banking side with a friend. So kind of a bunch of different avenues of finance. Never done real estate, but pretty much everything else. So that's it.
And how do you see the Harley Wellness Dollar? How do you relate to it with your work now?
Well, I've done a lot of stuff in the health field. That's my biggest passion. In terms of like, I have done some stuff on the work front with it, but more so just kind of like, I'm actually going to a health conference right now in Austin, but I'm kind of always working on how to combine making people healthier and honestly happier as well, which is a big part of health, with kind of more the traditional finance side, because that's what I come from. And it's not very common or easy to do because most things are most by profits, and not as much by wellness. So I see that as a bridge.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fantastic sort of innovation, but sometimes you get innovations that prompt the world to move forward generally in their thinking, and I think this is what we've got here. Sometimes it's difficult to hear you, Melissa, but thank you for that. Tying this up, Sanjeev, you move on this all the time. So are you pulling all this together? When do you think the model's going to be finished? When do you start bringing in everybody to develop with your development? I know I'm not going to use the right technical terms. I'm good on comedy, but on this. But when you bring in all the developers that will put the pieces together, and then I presume Patrick comes in with the compliance. So how do you start? Where is your starting point? Where are you with it now?
So, we are already very, very close. That's why we are going to be talking about launching the product in the next few months. So the product will be launched in the next few months, and that's where we're at. Maybe Dr. Abeed will tell you about, we're having conversation with a couple of exchanges as well. And we're hoping that, with Patrick's input, we can also make some inroads in Europe as well. And then we are hoping that with Melissa, with Balfour, and a few of our friends in the traditional finance, we can bring in traditional finance people finally to the world of crypto. Because what Melissa was saying is very important, because traditional finance wants to see a lot of things, meaning the price guidance and a lot of things that an analyst will look at, and the world of crypto isn't able to create them, right? And that's what we are doing here. We have built the entire architecture of the connection, the integration. So the analysts look at it and they will look at, okay, this is correlated, directly linked to health wellness. This is directly linked to, we will have measurable KPIs, meaning if you're seeing the community's health, wellness, and lifestyle do better, meaning the society is doing better, meaning the expenditure on the health is reducing, right? So all of that, the world of finance will be able to capture, so they could provide reporting on it, they could provide rating, they could do buy recommendation, sell recommendation, that traditional world of finance is very used to. And that's what we are building. So we are kind of a few months away. And that's why we are also kind of inviting people, if you want to be part of it, let us know. We are keeping it open. And some people are offering to buy into as an investor, and we are open to that as well. That's why what we will do is we'll keep having more of these discussions, because these discussions, if we have a dozen of them, hopefully then we will be able to inform the community and the potential partners as well, so they can come back to us and say, okay, this is all well and good, but you guys have missed out on A, B, and C. For example, Patrick raised a very important point, which I'm glad he raised, about copycats in the world of crypto. Now, Melissa will tell you, in the world that we come from, there is no copying of any traditional finance instrument. You cannot do it. And that's why it's important when we go to the crypto world, we teach them how you can make this system better. How can you improve the system better? Where people, the guys who have bought it, that's why you have the ISIN, that's why you have the QSIPs, that's why you have security identifications, etc. So all that learning that we have from the traditional finance, we are putting it in the technology, and that's where Dr. Abeed was saying that it's complex, but the technology exists and we can execute it. And that's why more and more people are coming to us, because they know, okay, this is a very well thought out product, and it will evolve. That's the whole idea.
And I'm very excited as a psychoanalyst, when I deal with people's mental health, to encourage them as well to look at their mental health as well, and to get the right people trained. So I can see this Wellness Dollar, Harley Wellness Dollar, not only, as I've said, sort of being a reward system, but encouraging people to look at other aspects that could influence their lifestyle, their lives, the communication, just the whole well-being of society. we will be having more of these. So can I thank you, Dr. Abeed? Thank you so much for your input and cannot wait to hear more. And Patrick, so much for Arrika. You're all the way over in Scandinavia, so thank you for that. I'll be more clear on my timing. But you know, that's because I'm in New Greenwich, so I always think everybody should know. And of course, Sanjeev Kumar, who is the, you know, the magnificent brain of Sanjeev Kumar, making the Harley Wellness Dollar. And we'll be back to keep you informed with our progress. And please get in touch for any more information. So thank you all, and we'll be speaking again soon.
Thank you.